everyone, it is Tordman here, and today I'm going to be continuing What If Deku Was an Otsutsuki Part 2. So, in the last video, I did some retconning and explanation of what the otsutsuki can do. Keep this in mind, in the first video, I did state that I will be adding abilities that are going to be able to move in on their own. And I did forget to mention the otsutsuki are able to control and make the elements. But I'm gonna make it where Deku, he can do this, but he can also weave jutsus that his mother teaches him, and his mother teaches him. He weaves jutsus, and they actually become stronger. So that's just something I'm gonna do. So now then, let's get into the story. So this is gonna take place the Deku's first day. So he walks into UA and he is excited. He is livid because this has been his dream. He's finally gonna be able to go on the path of becoming a hero, just like All Might and his father. And so, when he goes into class, he sees Bakugo yelling at... No, actually, Bakugo, I feel like he would be well-mannered because he would hang around Deku, and then he would read Deku's mom. I would say Deku's mom is kind of like a clean freak and a well-mannered person. So I would say he wouldn't have his feet on his desk. Everybody just would be talking. And and he sits down, and this is where, and he's talking to Bakugo, and this is where Uraraka just she thanks him for saving him, and then they start talking, and Aizawa appears at the door saying, "Hey, if you're here to make friends, you might as well leave because this is a UA." And then he says, "Hey, go put on your sports uniform. We're doing a training exercise outside." And Uraraka says, "What about orientation?" And this is where Aizawa says, if you get last place in it, you're gonna be expelled. In this Deku, he is caring for people, but he's a little bit more cold-hearted. I'm gonna make that point now, so it's gonna come into play later. Also, quick little reminder, Kirishima is the one who has One For All in this What If. I'm not gonna give it to Bakugo or Mirio or anyone else, because frankly, I believe that Kirishima having One For All is a missed opportunity that people forget a lot of time, because he would be able to, with One For All, he would be able to activate Unbreakable much earlier in the story, which if you have caught up with the anime, it's literally just his hardening core cannot be broken. Alright, so continuing with the series, Deku got first place. He got around 120 because he was able to compress the robots using magnet style, which if I did not say that he had it, I'm gonna say that he does have it. He learned that, he got it from in science class when he was learning about magnets as a kid. Oops, sorry, but yeah. So Deku, but they know who Deku got placed first, so they want to see how muscular he is. And Deku he is ripped. He is very well. He's muscular, but you can't really see it on the outside. He's lean, I guess you could say. So, like how Deku is in this photo, you can't really see how he is. You can't see that he's visibly strong, but when you see his abs, you see that he's strong. So they are eyeing him because they want to know how is he so strong. And then they go outside, and Aizawa says, "Alright, since you got first place, I want you to throw the ball." And I'm gonna remind you right now that I'm gonna make it clear for this What If, Aizawa's quirk, it just allows him to stop the chakra flow. He's able to stop Kekkei Genkais from activating, I guess you could say, because quirks are Kekkei Genkais. You could say that. So that's all I'm gonna say for this. So when Deku throws it, since Aizawa tries to cancel his quirk, but he realizes it's not canceling, and Deku throws it. He gets around 800 or so meters. He gets 800 or so meters, and then everybody is amazed because they thought he was strong in the practical exam. They realize how strong he is now, and Bakugo is smirking because Bakugo and Kirishima are smirking, and Bakugo does not know Kirishima. So, but they are smirking because they know how strong Deku is, and they can tell he's holding back. And in this one, Bakugo is overall much stronger because he wants to catch up with Deku. Because he realized when he tries to attack Deku, his explosions didn't do anything because Deku stuck his hands out and absorbed the chakra and giving him explosion release. And that's how I say that he gets explosion release that I mentioned in the last video. I just remembered that. Okay, sorry. But yes. So anyway, for the running exam, he uses wind chakra, and it's similar to the Gale Palm Jutsu, but he uses it on his feet, and he just bursts himself forward, actually, beating Ida with 2 seconds. And Ida says I could have gotten faster if I had a running start. And Deku says, well, I could have gone faster if I put more energy into it. And this actually astonishes Ida because he's like, what? He wasn't even trying. Well, he was holding back. And then, so for the grip strength test, Deku actually breaks the machine because he's an otsutsuki and he's naturally very strong. And so he breaks the machine, so he gets first in that. And for the long jump, Deku just uses wind chakra to keep himself off. He actually kind of uses wind chakra to fly. And I'm going to say, Bakugo says, hey, that's kind of cheating. And Deku says, well, actually, you can use your quirk in a similar fashion, where you can use your explosions to lift yourself off the ground and kind of like fly in a manner. So Bakugo takes us and realizes, man, I can do that. So Bakugo does that, and he ties with. Bakugo does not tie with Deku because Deku could go as long as he wants. He has nearly limitless chakra. Bakugo, his bones kind of like start hurting because he's actually, this is his first time ever doing it, and I'm gonna say that he doesn't know how much he needs to use, so he's using a lot of he's almost going full power, which is kind of like creaking his bones. So at the end, he like kind of he gets close to Deku. He gets like around 30 or so meters, and then that's it. He just doesn't go any further because of his bones. So yeah, that's all. And for the high jump, I think no, the seating toe tips. He overall Deku does incredibly well in all the things because I don't remember all of them. I know a lot about the show, but I don't remember all of them. So now for the ball throw, Deku he throws the ball and then he uses wind chakra and he activates his Byakugan. So he does have his Byakugan in this. He activates his Byakugan and he uses wind chakra he uses Byakugan to sense where it is, to see where it is, and then he uses wind chakra to push it up, and then it skyrockets into space. And Deku gets Infinity, and he ties with Uraraka. So Deku overall places first in the exam, and Mineta actually does place last in this exam because I don't see any changes with him in this at all because frankly there is no reason for him to change. So when this happens, when Aizawa says he's expelled, and Deku does not object because he realizes, well, if he can do something similar as this, then what could he be good at? Because this is kind of like a test of everybody's physical abilities and capabilities, and he was only good at the side to side jumps. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna. So Mineta gets expelled, and the one who replaces Mineta, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys because frankly it won't matter because I feel like for the heroes versus villains it won't change. So now I'm gonna go to the heroes versus villains, and Deku is it's the end of the day, and Deku's ready to leave, and then he sees All Might burst through the door, and Deku was absolutely livid. He's like, oh, he's in his Silver Age costume, and like how he is in the original, and Kirishima and Bakugo both tell him, can you stop talking? And this is where I guess you could say Kirishima's and Bakugo's relationship kind of like blossom, and they realize, wow, we both know him, so why don't we get along? And I'm gonna still have it like with the trio with Ida, Deku, and Ochako, and it's still gonna be the same friend groups, except Bakugo and Kirishima are nice, or overall just more friendlier with Deku. I don't see anything changing with those because they have the same personalities, except Bakugo was less level headed. I guess you could has a less time, just more patience, you could say. So yeah, and he also does not bully every single person. He recognizes the people in class one day as strong because they managed to get into his class, and he isn't like arrogant like how he is in the anime, in the canon. So pretty much, the heroes versus villains, the themes are exactly the same except for Mineta. Now Mineta's team, I'm gonna say that they do pass because well, Mineta was kind of useless in that entire situation. But I guess you could say the characters who actually do manage to get in, I'm gonna say like characters like Kendo or Shincho, they would be able to easily brainwash, or Kendo would easily just be able to body them with an attack. Characters like that, they would actually be very strong. So I'm gonna leave the choice up to you guys for who gets into Class 1A since Benetta is expelled. And Invisible Girl still stays because she actually does not place last. So yes, that's what I'm gonna say happens. And pretty much um Deku versus Bakugo. Now in this one, doesn't really want to challenge Deku because he realizes how strong he is, and he doesn't want to. He realizes I can't beat him in a one-on-one fight. The best choice of action is a kind of like a gang up. So Deku uses his Byakugan, and he finds out exactly where Bakugo and Ida are. And when Momo sees his eyes like that, she wonders what is he doing? And because I'm gonna say that the people think, oh, the number six hero is his eyes are the that's how he gets so strong. Because I guess he is able to use the Byakugan infinitely because of how little it trains his chakra, and I'm guessing he already mastered it. So they realize Momo says, "Hey, that looks just like the number six hero," and I would say Kirishima says, "But you didn't know he was the son of the number six hero," and she was like, Momo was like, "I saw the similarities, but I never thought that." And I'm gonna say they and Mina's like, well, we both kind of look like aliens, but he looks more like them. And now that and they just realize, wow, we're going to school with somebody who has the potential to be a top ranking, a very high ranking hero. So now that I'm gonna continue on where I left off with Midoriya actually realizing where they are. He uses wind chakra to go to the floor beneath them and the floor above them. So beneath them, he creates a whole bunch of rubble using earth style, and he actually helps out Uraraka. So she makes them all float. And then on the floor above, he kind of like makes more rubble, and Uraraka makes all that float. And then Deku just goes on the bottom floor and he punches all the way up. And Deku is incredibly strong, so he is easily able to break the floor. And Uraraka grabbed all the ru- ru- I forgot the name of it. She makes all the rubble float. So pretty much, and Deku just erases the top half of the building, kind of with like rock style, making it like more like a. He makes it move to where it's like standing upwards instead of to the side, like how a gnome floor is. He makes it like a dome kind of with all the rubble at the top of the ceiling. So Ida sees this and he's like, "Uh-oh, I have to move the bomb around, and I have to move the rubble around, and I have to somehow destroy all that rubble because Uraraka is gonna rain it down on us." Bakugo sees all this and he is kind of scared because he realizes the true extent to Uraraka's quirk, and then especially with Deku's Earth style, he realizes, man, that there's like a perfect team because they work perfectly together. So Uraraka releases all the rubble, and this kind of like she makes it in a way where it separates both Ida and Bakugo, and Ida Uraraka fights Ida, and I'm gonna say that she she in like her normal, she kind of like carries around daggers. So I'm gonna say she realized her quirk isn't combat oriented that much. So what she does is she learns the gunhead style earlier than canon. So she does know how to fight, and she kind of like has little blades, like some like small little daggers, like karambits, but like opposite ways. Like in solo leveling, how Jinsu he gets the double hangs daggers like that pretty much. So that's what I'm gonna. That's how Uraraka fights Ida. She's kind of like slashing at him. But the armor is protecting him very well, and so she finally hits a weak point and kind of like cuts the armor, kind of like making it where Ida's kind of exposed a bit, and she kind of like goes ham on him, like attacking him, and she almost beats Ida, and then Ida kinks it up a notch, and then kicks her in the back of her head, kind of knocking her out for the time being. But Ida Deku versus Bakugo. Bakugo is trying to launch explosions, but Deku is just using he's kind of like absorbing them and then using his own explosion style, which is kind of like cutting that, kind of blowing at Bakugo. It's actually really hurting him, and but All Might says that Izuku kind of like, "Stop it! You're really hurting him," and Deku says, "Oh, okay," and he goes in for the final blow. Bakugo can't even react to this, and he gets punched in the stomach, and he sends it up, and he hits the top of the thing, and he kind of coughs out blood a little bit, but he's instantly knocked out because the amount of when he hits the wall, the wall, he hits the wall, yeah, and he's just knocked out instantly. So when Deku just kind of like lowers the wall in between them, and he sees Uraraka sending him knocked out and Ida just barely winning. And so what Deku does is he literally uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu and he jumps Ida, and Ida has no way to protect against this because his armor is destroyed. And I'm gonna say Deku has very good chakra control, so he's able to like make wind daggers. So that's how he attacks. That's his main way of attacking. So he cuts at him, and eventually Ida just passes out from pure exhaustion because he's fighting two battles in a row. And Deku wins, and then he just touches the bomb, and All Might says Hero Team wins. And this is when everybody praises him because they realize, man, he's very good at fighting. It's almost like he was natural at this, and he's really good with using his techniques and everything. He's like a prodigy when it comes to fighting. And Deku says, well, it's all really just hard work because his parents trained him to be strong when they realized he wants to be a hero. He wanted to be a hero. So this is where I'm gonna leave it off for now. I'm gonna do the USJ in the next part, and this is where we're gonna see this is where we're gonna see Deku getting stronger, heavily stronger in this, because I have something in store for this, and I've been waiting for it. So this is Tordman signing out. Peace.